So today we're gonna explain the importance of our master tracking sheet for data analysis. So let me start by explaining which column represent and what is the definition for which column. So for example, we have the ticker here. Basically, if it's a base bulk data, we call it a base list or a base preset. So you have two kinds of data. So, for example, the base and the niche. So basically, the base will be something like anything that's bulk, like high equity, you know, tax delinquent, something that's huge amount of people. So the high equity, tax delinquent, vacants, stuff like that. They're all considered as base. So the niche data will be anything that's a combination of two lists or more, or maybe county data, like let's say we're going to say probates from the county, or something like utility shut off from the county. Anything basically that's niche, small amount from the county, we consider as a niche data. So the base is referred to as a B, as for base, and the niche will be N as for niche. So as you can see here, we only have the base kind of lists in this master tracking sheet. So we're gonna just stick to it for now. So this what it means base as for basically bulk or base data. So the ID is basically the bucket ID in CoTools, like we explained before. Do we use buckets now? No, but we used to use buckets, so we can just skip that part. This is the last time you updated the numbers over here for this list stacked, and we're gonna explain in details what I mean about numbers. But anyway, so the market, you can have different markets. You can have Texas, Florida in the same time. So you might have, for example, stacked for Tennessee and another one for Texas, for example. So it would be down here as a Texas, Florida, whatever. So that's something. That's the market. So now the preset. Presets are the presets that are saved in REISift. So if I go here, for example, records, right? I go to filter records. There should be presets saved here according to your setup. If you did the proper setup, there are presets here. Like for example, stacked. These are the default ones. They are already made by REISift, but we're gonna check it out. So you can see the preset. It has to include the property status filter, and you do not include all of those statuses. The list stacking is in this filter, two or more, because this is a stacked preset. Remember, it's supposed to be two lists or more, otherwise it's not stacked. So, and another thing will be vacant property no. Why? Because we have all the vacants in a certain different preset. Because vacants are considered as a vexation, not a list. It's something that you can get from multiple lists. It's a vacant property overall. Doesn't necessarily it doesn't matter what kind of list it exists in. So it's a vexation basically. It's something that it has its own preset. So anything else should be vacant property no. So it should not be vacant because it's a different preset. So that's a preset, see? This is stacked. So we can click apply filter. Now let's go back. Here the C is, as you can see, shows the clean complete record. When I say clean, I mean it has first name, last name, mailing address, full mailing address, and property address. That's simple. So it has first name, last name, mailing address, and property address. That's in the clean records, as you see here. So we have 2060 clean records. So we're gonna put here 2060. So the CN, basically CN is basically means clean with the numbers. So they have numbers. They have been skip traced and they have numbers. So all we are gonna do is just go here and change in the filter here numbers yes. Now it's 1894. So it will be here 1894. So that means those people have numbers. So the same thing goes here. It says C and N. So means clean, no numbers. So anything that doesn't have a number in the stack. So we're gonna go to the numbers and just change it from yes to no. 166. The incomplete records, which refers to the I. I refers to incomplete records. How do we get it? Over here, you see, incomplete. We just click here. Make sure to remove the filters down here. The no numbers, just make it select because we want to check all the incomplete anyway. 106. So we go back, update it with 106. The S stands for skip traced. So we go back to clean and we check which ones are the skip. Well, the reason why we're doing it clean, not incomplete and clean at the same time, even though it says just skip traced, because we don't skip trace the incomplete anyway, so it doesn't matter. So all we're gonna do is just go back here and just click here, the skip trace, just make it yes. It means it's got skip traced. So we have 1814 records are skip traced. Okay, so that's for skip traced. The NS basically means not skip traced. So the same thing, we go back here, we change the skip trace to no. Now this is the amount that we get, 244 records. Here it says skip trace no numbers. By the way, guys, when you skip trace, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get 100% hit rate. Not necessarily means you're gonna get all the records with numbers. So some of them might fail. You might skip trace it, but still some of the records will not get numbers. So that's why it says skip traced yes, but no numbers. So the numbers will be no. We have here 155 record. See, that's simple. So now going forward here, the same goes with everything. You're gonna update the remaining stuff. So in that case, I updated it today, so it will be at the 18th of January 2024. 2024, and that will be January the 18th. I'm not sure if I did it right. Anyway, so now here CC stands for cold calling attempt. So this means attempt one. That means when you guys send the campaign over to Call Tools or since this is CC, so this basically you're sending it to the dialer Call Tools. So how do we check that? So basically, let's see how can I check that number. Basically, let's say here I'm gonna choose numbers yes. Doesn't we don't care about the skip trace, and we're assuming we never sent anything before. So those people are stacked and they have numbers. So it's 1894 record. We're gonna select all of them and just click send to. In that case, we don't send no anymore. We used to. In that case, we're just gonna export. When we are exporting, we make sure all of those are selected. The no answer to. We're just gonna click next. We're gonna name it as whatever, CC attempt one, and we're gonna export. So we need to tag them with the attempt one tag. So we're gonna go manage, add tags, uh, CC attempt one, as you see here. CC the date, that will be 01 2024 because we are in January. CT, which is Call Tools, the campaign name and the date. So that's January 2024. We're just gonna click add tags, and that's it. Now you added them. All these records have tags. So how many did we send? 1894 record. We're gonna put here 1894 record. That's simple. So every time you send a campaign, you're gonna update it with the numbers that you get. Keep in mind, the further this campaign goes, the lower the amount will be. So if it was 1894 record over here, because there are people who already answered, they got this position. So this should be even lower. So we're gonna say it's like 1700 now. And now since once you send it again, it will be even lower, 1695 for example, something like that. And it keeps going like that. So that's for that cold calling. Same thing for texting. If you're sending a text campaign, it will be the same like this. Same with here and here and here. Type. So guys, make sure whenever you send a campaign, you update it in the like cold calling thing tab here. It's not here, but I can show it later in another video. Anyway, hopefully you guys understand.